betcha. We're starting already. Thank you, Sarah. I'm here with Mike, and Mike, we're going to be talking about home inspection.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's very important.
Yes.
Especially if you're going to buy or sell a home. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You betcha. So tell me about what you do when you do your home inspection.
Well, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the house and see if it's straight. And then walk around the grounds, and we're going to look at how the water drains off the house and the gutters and
Foundation.
And the foundation.
Great.
If there's a bad gutter, it causes water damage to the house.
It sure does.
If they don't have a gutter, it splashes up and ruins the siding. And water damage is a great deal of problems to a house. You can go up underneath the decks and make sure water's draining away from the house. They're good.
Right.
And make sure the deck's bolted to the house. That's a big deal. A lot of people.
You'd be surprised. Some people, they'll stick a few nails and say, oh, this feels okay, even though it's a little shaky. You can't do that. It has to be bolted to the house.
Yes, ma'am.
And because if not, you won't be on that deck very long, right?
Right.
You better believe it. Yeah, you better believe it. Also, you check the roof?
Yeah, we check the roof and I make sure all the hips and valleys are all intact. Look at the granules on there, make sure the roof's not too worn out.
And you have to make sure too, am I right, Mike? You have to make sure too, when you talked about draining in the yard and stuff, a lot of times people have coming in like this towards the foundation, and that's bad.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Everything has to be graded properly.
Yep, has to go away from the house.
So now, how do you get into this, and do people, they call you to do the inspection? Now, if things need to be changed, can you do the changes? Are you go in and do the changes for them?
I have a handyman business, and I do a lot of small home repairs.
Great.
And I recommend, contractors and plumbers and heating and air people for bigger areas. But yeah, I can help people out a lot with small issues.
Great. So the most important thing is your foundation, your gutters, your roof,
Yes.
and your heat and air, obviously. You have to make sure you have working heat and air.
Yeah, I check all the ducts. I crawl around there and I check every inch of your ducts and make sure there's no holes in them, make sure they're sealed correctly and strapped up correctly, and look at your plenums, make sure they're not leaking air, and check the whole system, make sure it's working properly. And, we get into plumbing with the, see how old your hot water heater is, make sure it's firing correctly. And I check out all your drains. I fill up everything, all your tubs, your showers, sinks, and let them all go and make sure all your drains are working correctly.
There's a lot for a home inspection, but the thing is that you need it. You need it to protect yourself, and you need it to, if you're selling a home. So if you have anything that you need to disclose or need to fix, you can have that done, because you're not going to sell your house. I mean, there's stringent rules and regulations today that you have to follow, and you're responsible for a lot of things when it comes to being a homeowner.
Yes, it's the most important decision of your life, right?
You better believe it. You better.
It's the American dream.
Well, it can be a nightmare if they don't take care of it properly. So, Mike, if somebody needs to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you?
Usually their listing agent. I have all my cards and rack cards.
Okay.
At real estate offices.
Oh, good.
And it's pretty easy to get a hold of me.
Good.
And I also have a website.
Okay.
asaphomeinspections.org, and you can get a hold of me at asaphomeinspections@volcano.net.
Good.
And my telephone number is 209-295-8648, and my cell phone number is 209-419-3982.
Good. And you'll come out and you'll give them the inspection that they need, and tell them what they need to do, and you'll also help them in that avenue where you have a crew that can come in and help also. So that's
Well, I don't have a crew.
But you have a handyman business where you
I do have a handyman business, and
Good.
I'm able to help people with a lot of issues with their home. I've been in construction for almost 30 years up here.
Great. Let me ask you a question before we have to go to a break. What is the number one issue that, if people are thinking about selling their home or buying a home, what is the first thing that they should look at when they look at that home? Because I know there's many things on the list.
Well, grading and water drainage is a huge issue, and decks in poor shape. You can see where bacteria starts getting in between the deck and the house, and it starts eating away their siding.
Yes.
And water just causes a huge amount of damage to a house.
Right, because then it starts to rot.
Yeah.
And then you have even a bigger problem. So
And attics and crawl spaces.
Right.
Those are all big issues.
Plumbing.
Yeah, and
obviously.
plumbing is a huge deal, and
Yeah.
I've done a lot of plumbing up here. I can help people with a lot of small plumbing issues.
That's great. Well, ASAP is out there, and Mike is out there ready to do your in-home inspection, and he's out there to help you. And you can go on his website and do all of that, and give him your website again.
ASAPHomeinspections.org.
And also, they can call you at 209
295-8648.
8648. Great. Thank you very much, Mike. With that, I am going to go over and join Alan. I'm going to leave you here, Mike, and I'm going to go over and join Alan.
Check out our new website upgrade. Now, news on demand.